it's beautiful out there.
Ooh.
You good, Vic? Oh, keep looking. No, no, that was good. That was good. Now smile, both of you.
You're gonna be in our newsletter.
Oh boy.
Cool Vans.
Yep, I like them.
My son is obsessed with Vans. He has like, I don't know how many pairs of Vans. All kinds of Vans.
They're comfortable.
Well, they're just, it's so cool that the same shoes that were cool when I was in high school are cool again.
Makes you feel young, right?
It does, thank you.
Or old.
Yeah, or old.
They used to have Vans with little green skulls on them.
I think they still have
I
them.
think they do.
Ask me when you're ready.
I thought they were the height of
Whenever you
gold.
guys are ready.
My favorite were the slip-ons. Okay. I would like you to state your name and where you go to school, Andrew.
Okay. My name is Andrew Whitesides, and I'm currently attending the University of Southern California.
Can you do that again and also say that you're a Southern California Earthquake Center intern? I should have asked you to say
Oh, okay.
that too. Okay, sorry about that.
Okay, my name is Andrew Whitesides, and I currently attend the University of Southern California. And over this past summer, I was a USIT intern at the Southern California Earthquake Center.
Can you tell us a little bit about your background and what inspired you to pursue a career in science?
Yep. Growing up, all throughout school, I always had an interest in science. I remember kind of a defining point. It was back in 5th grade. I had a teacher, Miss Sams was her name, and I did really well on a test, and there's a question I nailed about glacier movement, and I still remember, but that was kind of the beginnings when I realized that science was really the field that I wanted to go into, and it's something I had a passion for, and learning about how the Earth worked.
Can you describe your major in college?
I'm an earth science major. I'm in my junior year. I've had a bit of an emphasis and an interest with oceanography throughout high school. Again, continuation of my science background. I did a lot of marine biology related field work, and so it's kind of a natural fit to be back in the oceanography department again. And I really enjoy it. I love it.
What's the most fun and rewarding part about going to school and thinking about becoming a geoscientist?
I think there's a variety of amazing aspects to look at it. There's always the front of discovery, of finding something new. But personally, I think I'm always in awe of just how the Earth works as a system, how everything is so intricately tied together, and that just being able to learn, that's the best part about going to school and learning about geosciences.
What's the most challenging part about going to school?
Most challenging? You always have that one class that's the killer class that you just really have to work at, but at the same time, that class, once you get over it, it makes you feel really good. You've accomplished a lot.
I'm sorry to ask, do you mind repeating that once again, just and reiterating one of the challenges at school is, or however, just so we know what you're talking about? What was that question?
Oh, okay.
What is the most challenging aspect?
Okay. The most challenging aspect about school is you always have that one class that it really gets you, and it's a struggle throughout the whole thing, and maybe you don't end up with an A or B necessarily, but once you do finish that class and what you do get out of it, you really enjoy it, and the effort you put into it makes a difference.
What do you see for yourself in the future as a career with a career in geoscience?
Again, I don't really necessarily have one direction I want to take, but definitely it'll be something involved with the ocean. Currently, my interest, I'm interested in offshore drilling and oil exploration, but that's neither here nor there. I've got 2 years before I have to really start thinking about that.
So if you do that, how would society benefit from that work or that career?
Um,
Sorry. Sorry about that.
Okay.
The states to make the parenthetical statement.
Okay. Potentially society, like, as we're going, we hear a lot about in the media, there's an energy crisis, there's definitely a need for more oil, and there's, as we make the transition into other energy resources, we're still going to need oil, and wherever it comes from, I think we need to start pulling it out. But that's a pretty politically loaded question. So, but that's kind of what I see it.
So society benefits from the extraction of it and the using of it. I just want to make sure
Okay.
that you answered it correctly. I mean,
Yeah.
not correctly, but to your satisfaction.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So how would you describe just a typical day being at school, doing stuff you do, or describe a day this summer working at SCEC? Or
Well, a day at school for me is a pretty big load this semester. I usually get up at somewhere an early hour for me, like 7 o'clock, and then usually get home about 10 o'clock at night. Classes and lunch break, but a lot of studying and homework and lab work in between. As far as the day at SCEC, we would start at 8 o'clock in the morning. We'd break for lunch at noon. And usually the morning hours are kind of the times to regroup and really orient yourself for the day. Set out tasks that you're going to try to accomplish that day, and correlating with the other groups usually happen in the afternoon when everybody came together and said, this is what we've put together, this is what's happened, what do we need to do? And it's really a lot of planning, and it seems a bit tedious, but that's really what makes the internship so successful.
what did you do as a product of your internship?
I was part of a team that we made a documentary of the actual intern experience over the summer. And so most of the time I spent behind a camera and in front of a computer working and editing. So
How did that turn out? How did you like it?
it turned out really well, I think. It's got a few glitches. You watch it thousands of times, and you always see the small things that, I wish I caught that, but it's really good.
Neat. Where will we see that?
Right now it's being displayed down in the lobby. The big issue is the sound. There's a little bit of a problem there, but it's going, so yeah, go check it out.
I will definitely. Are you a right or left-handed?
I am right-handed.
So working at SCEC over the summer and being a geology major, you felt the July 29th earthquake. So what do you think about that? Does that scare you? Describe it to me.
It was actually kind of amusing. Dr. Jordan was.
You might need to start over and
Okay.
say it in kind of a focus style.
Oh, okay.
In a sentence.
The earthquake over the summer that we experienced on the 29th of July was quite interesting and quite amusing. I remember I was sitting at my workstation, and just to the left of me, Professor Tom Jordan was consulting with another intern, and we all just kind of stopped, and it felt like we were being pushed, and couldn't figure out what was going on. We all looked at him, and he was like, He just kind of thoughtful, and then that's when we realized it was an earthquake. And it's pretty cool. Most of the earthquakes that I've been in before, I've slept through. I slept through the Northridge earthquake that moved my bunk bed a couple feet. So, but yeah, it was great.
So it didn't scare you?
It didn't really faze me. Probably should have, but.
We were wondering about math, and has it been part of your academic career so far? Is it easy or difficult for you, and do you envision using a lot of math in your career in the future?
Grab some water. Math has been a big part of the sciences. It was always a struggle in high school for me. I actually got held back a year than all my friends in math, but my last year in high school, I finally got an A in pre-calculus and trigonometry, and I was really happy about that. Then I had to take calculus again last semester, and I got through it, and I'm pretty sure math will be another part of whatever career I go into in the sciences, but I also appreciate that it's more applied than just looking at the actual core rules and laws of it.
Can you speak to the need for earthquake preparedness in Southern California?
The need for earthquake preparedness in Southern California, I think, is just as necessary as being prepared when you're living out in the Midwest for a tornado or living down in the Southeast for a hurricane. the danger or the potential of having an earthquake is always there, and especially not knowing when it's going to happen. But the things that I think go into the preparedness of that benefit you as well for other crises that might happen within your own life, or other economic strife that there might be. For example, just having 72-hour preparedness kit with some basic provisions, some water and some food to tide you over, that can be huge, even if you're stranded out with your car somewhere. So being prepared in Southern California, where there's the potential of earthquakes, is vital.
Good? Should I ask about earthquake prediction? It's probably not pertinent.
Yeah. You know,
Why do you think that is, that other people in other parts of the country are prepared for tornadoes or hurricanes? Because they have a better lead time? Well, yeah, it's coming.
Yeah, I think that it's, it also seems, or at least in my mind, I haven't actually lived out in the Midwest, but it seems to happen more, and people are more aware of it, and there's basements out there, so people know kind of the drill and the routine. So I don't know if that's what you're
Yeah, I was
looking
just
for.
wondering, it's just kind of interesting.
it's like a frequency thing.
Yeah.
It happens there. Earthquakes don't happen all the time, you forget.
With so many people die in the